Started.
Welcome back to Episcopal High School in the Humble Bowl.
Welcome back to Bryant Field.
Court.
Live from Bocock Wrestling Cage.
I'm ready for this game. Oh,
Great
so shot scores.
Here it goes up, puts it down.
He's going for the win. That kid is not getting up.
Wow. Takes it almost 60 yards. Oh, man.
Wow. Wow. Oh.
List here with Derek Spears on play-by-play. Derek, how excited are you for this game in Ainsley Court? A Pitts vs. Maret, big matchup. What are your thoughts?
Well, both teams still searching for their first win. Pardon for the pledge. We appear to be having some technical difficulty issues with the speaker system in Ainsley Court.
That was a really great performance by, I think, a few members of both teams.
And of course, very own Grace McGinty of Sports Media.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So Derek, I think got a little bit erupted. What are you most excited for in this game today?
Well, both teams still searching for their first win. It should be very competitive this afternoon. I expect both teams to really bring it, both on the offensive end and defensively.
I would have to agree. You know, I mean, we've got some strong squads here. Pretty good. I would say historic rivalry between both schools. So it's going to be great. Student section is growing by the minute for Episcopal, which is awesome to see. Looks like head cheerleader Jack Jester is down there, ready to lead the troops in some cheers.
Certainly have been sending out emails on the daily basis.
You know, he's committed to his role. I love to see it. We go introducing the Episcopal team.
Grace, what do you expect to see from this Episcopal team today?
I'm expecting to see some great defense, some really thoughtful offense today, and just a really scrappy team altogether looking for a win. I think it's going to be a great game. Pretty young team, I would say, just I believe 2 seniors kind of leading the troops out here for Episcopal. So, you know, kind of this season's really projecting what the future of the program is going to look like, and that starts looking for their first win today here.
Episcopal has struggled to replace seniors Princess Akajenu and Shai James from last year's team. And as has been the question all season, who will step up for the Maroon today?
Yeah, this is true. You know, they did have a really dynamic thing going on with those great leaders on the team for a couple years. So, I mean, I think Cover Dixon and Anya Everett are really going to step up here and serve as that kind of leading role for this team, as they are the only two seniors.
The Fighting Frogs of Maret starters are Taylor Lyles, Elsa Dowd, Nora Dowd, Phoebe Lee, and Sophia Reyes. Coach Brooke Wilson, head of Maret girls varsity basketball.
Episcopal comes to take the court as well.
For Episcopal, it is Nisha Roy, Cover Dixon, Kincaid Goodwin, Maddie Martinez, and Anya Everett. Maret in the black, Episcopal in the white, center circle.
Looks like Anya Everett's doing a tip-off for Episcopal here today. A couple of shirt checks first before we start.
Here on Ainsley Court, we are underway. And Episcopal with the first possession, Cover Dixon handling. Nisha Roy now in the paint. Floater, not there. Rebound back to Episcopal. Dixon, pass fake, into the lane, takes the contact, and it rolls off the rim down to a jump ball, which will head to Maret.
Right out the gate, a lot of really great intensity from both teams just in this first couple seconds of the game.
Episcopal with the patented full court press, a staple of head coach Katrina Reed's defensive philosophy.
I think it's a great move against this team, honestly.
So Maret facing pressure. Wild pass turned over. Cover Dixon takes it all the way for an easy two. Already starting to see the Episcopal full court pressure working, and another steal on the inbounds. Nisha Roy, Maddie Martinez gets her own rebound and is fouled going up.
Nisha Roy did not come to play with the steals today.
So Maddie Martinez to the line with a chance for two. Episcopal working well with the full court press early on. First one goes down.
Great shot by Maddie. Looks like Coach Reed's talking to Nisha and Cover. Got some strategy back there.
Martinez knocks them both down. Back to the full court press for Episcopal. It is Nora Dowd working against the double team. And a bump by Dixon for foul for Episcopal.
Looks like there was a little bit of confusion there on the who had who type of situation, but it looks like we're working that out here for Episcopal.
Already the student section beginning to make some noise. And perhaps another turnover as both members, Episcopal and Maru on the floor, jump ball headed back to Episcopal. Another turnover already forced.
Some great fight by Nisha Roy in the early minutes of this game.
Cover Dixon inbounds. Cross-court pass. Anya Everett goes up. And another layup for Episcopal.
The student section goes wild there.
Now Maret. Another turnover. 4 consecutive for Episcopal. Anya. It is now turnover for Episcopal. This is Nora Dowd. Blows by, but smokes the layup. And then a foul on the rebounding action.
I have never seen that many turnovers this early in a game.
Turnover certainly can tell the story for both teams. Episcopal has struggled with turnovers of their own first 2 games of the season. Maret to inbounds. That is Taylor Lyles. Gets it in. Mid-range 2 off the mark. Cover Dixon pushing now for Episcopal. 1-on-1. Now back to Nisha. Coach Reed calls out a play. Nisha on the wing, into the paint, passes it back. Dixon at the top of the key is bumped, and a travel is called.
I'm seeing a lot of chemistry between Cover and Anya, Cover, and Nisha. Just a lot of chemistry from Cover with her teammates overall this game thus far. Really impressive.
Vicky Apia checks in for Episcopal. It is Nora Dowd, fouled from behind. That time, Maddie Martinez. No, Anya Ever, excuse me. .6-0 in the early period. Episcopal with the advantage. Maret to score a point. Top of the key. It is Phoebe Lee dribbling into the paint. And another foul. This time, Coach Reed disagrees with the call.
Looks like passionately disagrees with this one.
Still searching for an explanation. Cover Dixon checks out. Back in is Maddie Martinez. This is Elsa Dowd to her sister Nora. Taylor Lyles drives baseline, and that pass is errant and out of bounds.
Looks like a little bit of communications needed here for the Maret team. A couple of missed passes between members.
Episcopal defense forcing turnovers with their pressure as intended. Dangerous pass collected by Nisha in the backcourt. And a bump by Nora Dowd, guard from Washington, D.C.
Nora's definitely an aggressive player for the Maret team. Seems to be boding them well.
AP Bryan inbounds. Maddie Martinez, handoff to Nisha. Good screen inside. Nisha's two is down.
Was nothing but net there for Nisha Roy.
Now Maret splitting the double is Dowd. Passing it mid-range to high. Archer is off back iron and batted out of bounds. It will stay with Maret.
Ooh, that was a great rhyme.
So Maret still scoreless. More turnovers and field goal attempts thus far. Have to get something going.
Great footwork here.
Phoebe Lee passing to Elsa Dowd, working against Cover. Sisters passing it back, drive into the lane, the scoop shot trickles in. That was Elsa Dowd. Dixon in the one-on-one. Martinez drives baseline, intense defense. Active hands defensively from Maret. Lefty pass to AP. And another dangerous pass. This time, Maret collects, but then an immediate jump ball. Maret will retain possession.
AP Bryan is a new sophomore here at Episcopal this year from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Seems to be a really vital member of this team early in the season and early in her Episcopal career.
So Maret works against the pressure. Nearly out of bounds there. And tossing it out of bounds was Nora Dowd. Deflected by Episcopal. Kincaid Goodwin will check back in. Sophomore from Sisseset, New York. With 4:30 left in the period, Taylor Lyles spins, takes the two, and that is off. So Episcopal back the other way. This is Nisha Roy at the top of the key. Into the paint, nothing doing. Back to Cover Dixon. Looking for some movement offensively. Cutting action's not been there. Dribble handoff intercepted by Taylor Lyles, and yet another jump ball. Episcopal will keep it. Only 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
Lyles really used her full body to get that ball there. Full commitment to the game. Love to see it. It's kind of passion that we really look for here in high school sports.
Harper Conley Stallworth checks in, a freshman from DC for Maret. Off the screen, Isha Roy works against Conley Stallworth. Might have gotten away with an extra step there. Dixon goes up, wild attempt is blocked out of bounds by Phoebe Lee. timeout taken by head coach Brooke Wilson from Maret. Just over 4 minutes have gone by. Episcopal leading 8-2. Grace, what have you seen for Episcopal thus far?
I've seen a lot of really, really great chemistry building amongst this team. Something we didn't really see at the last game we did earlier in the season, I believe that was scrimmage. And I'm really seeing a lot of just community and chemistry that's really built since then, which is really great to see.
Episcopal, as mentioned previously, still searching for their first win of the season. 0-2 on the young season, I might add.
What are you seeing from the Maret team that you're liking seems to be working for them?
Well, Maret has had some good action offensively. They just had trouble with passes. They've turned the ball over against the Episcopal four-court press. But once they've gotten past the press, I think their offense will start to get clicking.
I would have to agree.
So it is Nisha Roy in the baseline. Anya Everett, quick shot is off the mark. And shot clock violation forced by Maret. So Maret against the full court press of Episcopal. This is Elsa Dowd working against the trap. Phoebe Lee now to Lyles. They get past the trap. Lyles takes it all the way into the contact and it rolls off rim. Back now. Mid-range 2 from the free throw line. Cannot get it to go down. And Episcopal now with a chance to extend their lead. Anya Everett takes it all the way. Strips going up. Taylor Lyles keeps it for Maret. And here comes Elsa Dowd. Lyles cutting. Draws 2 defenders. Conley Stallworth nearly out of bounds. Pressure from Episcopal. Into the lane. Layup off the side of the backboard. And Cover Dixon had it deflected in the backcourt. Wild possession here. Lyles mid-range 2 is front rim. Maret another offensive rebound. And they'll reset.
You know, this Maret team is not giving up here or really at any point in this game so far.
Strip from Martinez. Now another turnover off the ground. Free throw line jump shot rims out for Conley Stallworth. And Nisha Roy pushes the other way. Good transition defense there from Maret. Cover Dixon floater is not there. Rebound deflected. Body is flying all over the floor. And another jump ball will head to Maret. Substitutions for both sides. AP Bryan and Victoria Apia for Episcopal. Nora Dowd checking back in for Maret. And Izzy Spahn, a freshman from DC, checks in for the first time. So Maret against the full court press. Nearly an over and back against the double team. 10-second violation narrowly avoided for Maret, but out of control there. Conley Stallworth on the wing. Spahn corner 3 is way off. And Episcopal back the other way.
A lot of hustle from the Episcopal team as they head back down here to get set up.
Nisha Roy initiating the offense, nearly loses the dribble. Back to AP Bryan, and she goes for a walk at the park as another turnover for Episcopal.
I'd have to argue. I don't know if I thought that one was a travel.
Might have lifted her pivot foot on that one. Couldn't clearly tell. The ref certainly thought it was. And Maret now the chance to cut into the 6-point deficit. This is Elsa Dowd circling, but a bad pass. Maddie Martinez back the other way, 1-on-2. Is cut off. Now finds AP. Back to Maddie. Nisha Roy sets it up. Calls out a play. Episcopal moves into the lane. This is Anya Everett off the backboard. Off rim. Victoria P. offensive rebound. Cannot connect. Maret the transition opportunity. And another turnover.
Maret team using the line to their advantage many, many times this game. Seems to be really working for them in their strategy. What do you say, Derek?
I would. Martinez took the contact there. And the layup just rolled off as she'll head back to the free throw line. Just under a minute left to go. It is Episcopal 8, Maret 2. Fouls and turnovers certainly have been the story of this game so far.
You know, that keeps it fun. That keeps it interesting. So I've enjoyed it thus far.
Certainly both coaches at the quarter break will be discussing ball security. Turnovers have been wild and proficient in this quarter.
I'd have to agree. Some of these passes I'm seeing look like a little bit of a Hail Mary, you know. Not really what you want in a game sometimes.
Martinez will split the pair. Cover-Dixon checks back in for her. So it is Phoebe Lee now to Nora Dowd. Looping pass. Episcopal with a zone look. Long three hoisted. Cannot connect. Nisha Roy now for Episcopal. Half-court trap employed. Cover-Dixon narrowly got it back. Now into the paint, mid-range two is good. Cover-Dixon would be nice for Episcopal for her to get going. Conley Stallworth travels in the paint. Is looking for Spawn in the corner.
Episcopal really using their height to their advantage with over 5 players over 5'10" on this team. One even 6 feet tall.
Episcopal can hold for the final possession as Cover-Dixon is fouled. The aggressive pursuit by Nora Dowd. Maret team also very young, composed mostly of freshmen and sophomores. Only one junior and no seniors on this team. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Episcopal needs to get a shot up for the break. Nisha Roy in the backcourt. Killer crossover. Kincaid Goodwin out on the perimeter. Now Nisha stops, takes the two. Kincaid could not connect. And it is 11-2 after the first quarter. Grace, what did you see there in that quarter that really worked for Episcopal?
Well, I think that defense, especially really putting a lot of pressure on in defense, is really working for Episcopal. I think just some communication and chemistry, always good, seems to be working, as well as just kind of thinking ahead, some game IQ you can tell that they obviously have. And I think they need to, maybe work a little bit on not getting trapped by Maret because they are using the line, and sometimes it's not working for Episcopal. What do you think?
I think Episcopal did a good job on the defensive end, holding Maret to only 2 points. I think they can do a better job with turnovers on the offensive side. I think they'll really start to stretch that lead. They can take care of the basketball.
I agree 100%. I think you're spot on here. But this is a fun game to watch. I think the turnovers are a sign that these are 2 very good teams, and it's a good matchup. I'm having fun watching it.
Certainly this game has been played at breakneck pace thus far as we're getting ready to start the second quarter.
Looks like we lost a little bit of the student section to dinner, but still some great members out there cheering on the team. See
Grace,
a couple of cheerleaders.
For Episcopal, we have not seen junior guard Genesis Villegas. I wonder if she's not playing today.
I'm a little bit surprised by that too. Maybe potential injury. I'm not quite sure.
That's what initial reaction would be as we see Anya Everett in the paint. Maddie Martinez takes it to the rim. Lefty lay is good. 13-2 now as Maret working against this full court press. This Phoebe Lee. Nisha Roy pressuring defensively. Maret trying to cut against this Episcopal defense. Lyles drive and dish. 3 not there. Phoebe Lee will take a long one, and that is a long rebound. I thought it was off of Cover, and it is.
It looks like they thought it was too. There we go.
Taylor Lyles from Maret let it bounce out of bounds. Head coach Brooke Wilson of Maret was not happy after the initial call, but It is changed correctly, but now Cover Dixon tosses it off Lee.
Ooh, that was a move by Dixon, and I liked it.
Nice play there defensively. So an extra possession now for Episcopal. Really trying to get the ball to Anya, but maybe a force there, as Harper Conley Stallworth was the only receiver in that area. Lyles, good pass. Conley Stallworth pushed, but no call, and the layup is off the mark. Nisha Roy in transition, the junior guard. Martinez into the lane, stops, and layup rattles down. It is a 13-point lead for Episcopal.
This is absolutely electric.
And now a 5-second call, I believe. Episcopal forces yet another turnover. Kincaid Goodwin was on the ball there. Dixon looking for a foul. Nothing doing. So we'll head back to Maret. It's a good play out of the inbounds, just couldn't connect.
Some great IQ by Cover. Execution was exactly there, but I see the vision. I think it's going to start clicking here pretty shortly.
So Maret still having troubles against this full court press. As Spahn, now Lee, another turnover. Maddie Martinez takes it away. Nisha Roy now, all the way, lefty drive, rattles down. It is 17-2. Taylor Lyles, bullet pass, Spahn, nearly taken away. We'll stay on that end.
Looks like ball boy Timmy Alberts got that one. Great assist from him. Still seeing a lot of energy out of Nisha Roy, which is absolutely awesome. Super fun to watch.
Timmy Albers recently got into Villanova, his parents' alma mater. Congrats to him, as Lyles runs over Maddie Martinez, who takes the charge. The Episcopal sideline extremely happy with that one. It's the type of hustle play that assistant coach Sam Slack was talking about earlier today.
It's like Cover Dixon subs out here.
AP Bryan, pass to Nisha, works against Dowd of Maret. Nisha Roy attacks. It is Martinez into the lane. She's done that cutting action a lot today. Nothing doing for AP Bryan. 10 seconds on the shot clock. AP Bryan takes a three and connects. It is all in for Episcopal today, 20-2 early.
That was crazy. I loved that. Every part of what just happened I loved.
Big basket for AP Bryan. Lee cannot respond. Had a good look, but it rolled out. And Nisha Roy will take her time as Episcopal can really start stretch the lead here. Anya Everett in the corner.
Making some
Trapezing
calls,
out of
I
bounds.
might add.
Nisha Roy calls for motion. One-on-one. Losing the ball. Martinez travels. Glanced up at the shot clock and turned it over. Cover Dixon and Kincaid Goodwin checking back in now. Certainly has been all Episcopal lately. Grace, if you're Maret, what would you do to stop the bleeding here?
Well, you know, I would probably stop taking so many threes to start, and I would maybe work on some ball work, you know, make sure who I'm passing to knows they're getting passed to, and I would look out for some white jerseys.
Drive by Lee. She is fouled heading to the hole. Free throw is a good opportunity for Maret to stop the clock. Maybe take a deep breath, try to get back into this game.
Looks like head coach Brooke Wilson from Maret is kind of thinking this over here, seeing what's going to happen with these free throws, but also maybe thinking about what changes she's going to make in the second half to hopefully close the gap a little bit between Episcopal and Maret, with a 17-point lead for Episcopal right now.
Lee connects on the pair. Now Episcopal, Cover Dixon spinning away from the defense, and now a killer crossover. Dixon, cross-court pass. AP Bryan. If I was Cover Dixon, I would have gone all the way. That's one for the highlight reel, that crossover. Dangerous pass, and jump ball forced. Good pressure defensively there by Elsa Dowd and Maret.
I would probably put that on my Instagram story, that crossover. I'm not gonna lie, maybe even a post, maybe. But definitely my story, if I was Cover Dixon.
16-point lead for Maret. Is that one mishandled out of bounds?
Rolls right off her foot out of bounds. That's gotta hurt a little
bit. That was Nora Dowd. Certainly can't be making mistakes like those if Maret wants to fight their way back into this one. Dixon off the inbounds, maybe a little too tentative there. Taylor Lyles now in transition. Couldn't find anybody. Now Dowd on the top of the key is off the mark, and it was already out of bounds before the attempted save.
I think it's safe to say, Derek, at this point that Cover Dixon is a Frog's worst nightmare this afternoon. She is absolutely dynamic in pretty much every aspect of this game.
Certainly has looked like it thus far. Although I would have liked to seen Covert gone up on the last one after she got the inbounds pass in the paint.
That would have been one for the books for sure.
Now aggressively attacking, cannot connect. Good look though. Nisha Roy offensive rebound. Martinez steps into a three. No good. Rattles off the front rim. Kincaid misses the layup, and that one will head to Maret. Timeout from head coach Brooke Wilson of Maret.
What do you think they're talking about, Derek?
Well, I think Maret wants to get a better look at against this full court press. Have been numerous turnovers and perhaps some forced shots offensively.
I agree. You know, I think Episcopal's looks like they're taking a sec to grab a quick drink, probably needed. And, you know, maybe talking about how to keep the ball a little bit. Maybe going for some of those crazy shots like we saw Cover think about, but hesitate ultimately in the end.
I think Maret may need to try to head to the free throw line. Head coach Mike Krzyzewski, legendary coach at Duke before his retirement in 2023. That was his offensive philosophy. If the shots weren't falling, let's get the free throw line. I'd like to give a shout out to our camera operators the first half, Evie Jane and Paige, as well as Savannah on graphics, and Arthur the director, and Harrison, of course. How could I forget?
Yeah, I know Evie Jane is learning some really fun Christmas songs in Spanish right now, Spanish 5 with Senor Potter. Hopefully she's already learned hers for tomorrow, because it does look like she's doing it right now. So
back to the action. Episcopal leads Maret 20-4, 3:37 left to go. Miss Schwanda making her presence felt.
And her children. Charlie waves to some of the players.
So it is Phoebe Lee back to Elsa Dowd. Cast on her left wrist. Lyles now at the top of the key. Step back three is off the mark, and I can't imagine that's what head coach Brooke Wilson drew up out of the timeout.
I fear air balls were not in her plans for the day.
Yeah, it was.
So Nisha Roy for Episcopal. Maybe Nisha Cover with an offensive set here. Cutting Martinez. Cover in the corner. Pass to Kincaid. Didn't bring the ball down. Good look. Off front iron. And now Lyles back for Maret. Mid-range two. Laser shot not there. It is Phoebe Lee attacking. Stepping in. Late foul call on Cover. And Maret will now have to inbounds in front of their own goal.
Looks like you're right with Maret trying to get some possessions here, maybe get closer to the goal.
Shots certainly haven't been falling for Maret today. Episcopal's defense, also a big part of that. It is Elsa Dowd, kicks to her Nora Dowd, her sister. That shot clanks off the rim. Student section like that one. It's back to Episcopal.
You know, Maret has got the confidence with the threes, and I like it, honestly. It's a little fun to watch.
Live by the three, die by the three, the old basketball saying.
That's what they say.
Episcopal works against the press of Maret. Hasn't really bothered them so far, as Covert Dixon has certainly been putting on a display here. As a nice pass inside. Everett falling away off the backboard and in.
That was absolutely epic.
Lead now has stretched to 18. Lyles, patient in the paint, but it rolls off rim, and it'll head back to Episcopal. That's be frustrating.
I'm loving to see, you know, this pure athleticism from University of Connecticut lacrosse commit Anya Everett. She is, clearly she's got it on the field. I'm seeing that she's got it on the court. What can't she do?
Multi-sport athlete. I did not know she was committed to UConn for lacrosse.
Let's go Huskies.
Very good basketball school as well. I think number 1 in the country in women's basketball, as well as top 5 at least for men's basketball. Maddie Martinez on the wing. Only 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Nisha Roy has to hurry. Can't find anything. Hoists one up, but a travel before the shot. And a turnover forced there by Maret's defense.
The Maret coaches likes that one. They like that turnover in their favor. AP Bryant's going to sub in for Nisha Roy here.
So Maret trying to manufacture some offense, having trouble inbounding the ball. Dangerous pass in their own end. Now cross-court one, up to Dowd. Nice bounce pass to Conley Stallworth, who was fouled by AP Bryan on the attempt.
Yeah, Cover the wall, Dixon did not want to let that one inbound at all. Took them a second to, saw a little bit of panic in the eyes of the Maret players as they were like, how are we going to do this here?
Heard an audible grunt of displeasure there from the inbounder.
Yeah, she wasn't happy with that. I
No.
wouldn't be either, though. Looks like Maret is taking the line, trying to get some points back here.
Harper Conley Stallworth, the freshman from Washington, D.C. at the line.
Looks like the student section tries to distract a little bit. And it works.
That one off back iron, rebound by Lyles. Wild attempt falling away, not there, and a good rebound there by Victoria Pia. Nisha Roy working against Lyles, wanting a screen. Maddie Martinez, the talented sophomore, drives into the lane. That one off the backboard, could not convert. And now transition opportunity for Maret. Sophia Reyes, looping pass. Dowd, and Maret will reset. Dowd working on Everett. Step back 2. Not there. And that one will head to Episcopal. Episcopal's defense has been stifling early, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Episcopal is really, trying to keep these players at bay. Seems to be working based on the score, so no complaints from me.
Substitutions from Maret. Not many players on the sideline for them. I have to wonder if maybe some tired legs at the end of the game. That will certainly play into Episcopal's favor. We are under a minute in the first half. Nisha Roy gets across the timeline. Pressure defensively by the Dowd sisters of Maret. Nisha Roy pass fake. Nice move. Everything but the finish. Ball batted around. And Maret and Nora Dowd now takes it all the way. Scoop with the left. Not there. And AP Bryan collects.
Nisha Roy taking her time here coming up the court.
Head coach Katrina Reed calls out a play for Nisha. Certainly a younger lineup in for Episcopal. AP Bryan takes a peek at the shot clock. Maddie Martinez into the lane. Stops, pops. Could not convert. It is Dowd for Maret. Half court heave. Not there. And Episcopal takes a halftime lead of 22-5. Impressive on both ends. Welcome back to Ainsley Court on EHS Live. The Episcopal girls varsity basketball team leads Maret 22-5 coming out of the half. Maddie Martinez passing to Anya Everett. Spinning in the paint. Everett cannot connect on the two. Good hustle from Kincaid Goodwin, who nearly turns it over, and now it is deflected off of Maddie Martinez. Good play there by Nora Dowd.
A lot of energy coming into the second half. Should make for a good second part of this game.
Maret's bench certainly fired up. Some renewed energy on that side, maybe. Open in the paint is Reyes. That one rims out. Great look. The best look of the day, really, for Maret. And it is Episcopal traversing on the other end.
It's a smart handoff there from Kincaid to Nisha Roy. Trying to avoid the Maret hands there, trying to grab that ball.
Dangerous pass, nearly turned over. Dixon now working on Lee. And now another pass, wrestled away by Everett. Maybe that strength advantage there from Everett allows her to get to the line.
I love to see Anya on the line, honestly. She is such a great shooter, such a great athlete, just all together. Let's see what she can do here.
Everett hits front iron in the first. Episcopal has gotten to the free throw line a bit in the first half, looking to capitalize on this opportunity here.
Yeah, you know, I think that means there's a little more aggressive coming out of Maret here in the second half.
Misses short on both. Ball on the floor, kicked, and I believe was staying on this end.
That's what I like to hear, honestly. I'm happy.
Extra possession for Episcopal.
Looks like the Maret coaches are not as happy as I am about that, but understandably so.
50-50 balls certainly have been going Episcopal's way, although this one off the jump ball will head to Maret.
Looks like Episcopal's getting set up here again in the full court press. It's a really signature move on Katrina Reed's part, Coach Katrina Reed.
Inbounds pass into Dowd. Nora Dowd faces the trap. Good cut there from Lee. Mid-range two from the elbow will trickle in. And a nice basket to start the second half for Maret.
I think that maybe in the momentum that this team needed just to, you know, keep going against Episcopal, especially at such a deficit here starting the first half.
Roy struggling to cross the timeline. Head coach Brooke Wilson of Maret wanted a 10-second call, but Maddie Martinez banks it in off the baseline. Dowd works, takes the shot, was well short, but shuffled the feet prior to that.
Cover Dixon ready to get this one inbound here for Episcopal. Looks like we're running a little bit of a press here from Maret.
Taylor Lyles checking in for Maret, as Elsa Dowd has been working on Nisha Roy defensively, staying with her the entire time in the backcourt. Martinez passes on the three, will set up the offense. Pretty stagnant, although cutting from Martinez. Maybe a force on that one, as that shot was not there. And now, 2-on-1 look for Maret. But Dowd cannot connect on that, although the pass was good to Phoebe Lee, who misses on the three.
Episcopal's doing a really good job getting it back to their point guard, Nisha Roy, pretty much in any situation. It's really great to see here.
Everett, no. Goodwin, high off the glass and in. Kincaid Goodwin, the sophomore, with her first points of this game. What a move from Lee. Looked off Martinez. Everything but the finish. Now fighting for the ball on the floor.
And she gets it.
And Martinez wrestles it away from Lee, although an errant pass from Nisha Roy. As a turnover will get the ball right back to Maret.
Looks like Maret's having a little bit of an issue here running their sort of zone defense with leaving players open. You know, it's great for Episcopal, but often ends up 2-on-1 and then somebody's out there just waiting to shoot.
Perhaps over-pressuring on the full court press. And yes, that does happen. Multiple players on one seems to be causing trouble. And a turnover from Lyles. Cover Dixon attacks, goes to the basket and is denied. And then nearly turns it over. Wild with the basketball there. Not very typical from Dixon. Now she'll reset. It is Dowd from Maret. Pokes the ball free and then shoves her to the ground. Perhaps in frustration. A little over-aggressive from Elsa Dowd there.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like the Dowd sisters, both very good players, really integral parts of Maret's team, but looks like they're getting in their own heads a little bit about this deficit here. Looks like, what, 19-point deficit? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yes. But after the refs confer, I believe they called a backcourt violation.
You don't see too many of those, especially in this game here. We haven't seen that many.
Cover Dixon crosses the half-court line trying to retain possession. And before the foul, we will take that foul away. Maret will now have the ball with an opportunity to cut into the deficit. Phoebe Lee, crafty with the ball. Spawn on the perimeter. Dowd, jab step, drive is deflected and will stay on this end.
She low-key sauced up there. I don't know if you saw that. That was a little crazy. But I liked that footwork.
Maret certainly has been more aggressive on offense this half.
Okay, AP Bryan came in there, said absolutely not. Denied that real quick.
Izzy Spawn, the freshman from DC, was denied on the attempt. AP Bryan hanging with her defensively. Kincaid Goodwin checking back in for Episcopal, as does Cover Dixon.
Episcopal's got these Maret girls pretty covered here.
Dowd looks away Dixon. Floater is good off the backboard. And Maret trying to build some momentum here. As Dowd pressuring Dixon, pokes the ball away and laying it in. Martinez could not get there in time, as the lead now is 15 for Episcopal. Maret starting to whittle it away. Dixon responds with a layup of her own, getting right past Elsa Dowd.
That was incredible by Cover Dixon there.
Dowd to Spawn. Lee, good look. Has not been there for her all day. Lyles forces it up and is fouled by Bryan.
That was pretty aggressive there between Lyles and Bryan there for a second. You know, I'm really seeing a lot more aggression from the Maret team here in the second half. They really took a halftime, said, let's get this back, and that's what they're trying to do.
There's been renewed passion on the Maret side. Certainly seen more aggressiveness, as you alluded to. Lyles clanks the first. Nisha Roy checks back in for Episcopal.
You know, I am still seeing a lot of three-point shot attempts. But, you know, go big or go home. Shoot your shot. Maret's clearly taking that philosophy to heart.
So Lyles misses both. Episcopal and Nisha Roy trying to manifest something on the offensive side. That will not help, as Phoebe Lee forces the turnover by the Maroon.
It looks like Hart Biondi is on the run off court here. Mr. Biondi goes and chases him down.
I don't know if our cameras caught that, but the fireman's carry performed by Mr. Biondi there. Excellent hustle by Dowd. Can she save it? No. And a little out of control there, out of bounds.
You can vote in the comments who you think had a better run, Dowd for Maret, or I'm going to go with Hart Biondi for Episcopal, because that was crazy.
Hart Biondi evading his dad, the tenured English professor, Jamie Biondi. Here is Cover Dixon now for Episcopal. Episcopal struggled a bit on the offensive side. Turnovers have been an issue. Maret bench wanted to carry. Martinez tries a three, cannot connect. Kincaid Goodwin bats it out of bounds. Good hustle play there, and it'll stay on the side of the Maroon.
That's what I like to hear, Derek. Side of the Maroon. That's my favorite side, so safe to say I'm happy. It's like Anya Everett is too as she goes up to shoot.
Anya Everett out jumping Maret, but she commits a foul in the second opportunity. Good lob pass there from Nisha.
She said if you do not succeed, try again. But sadly, she fouled on the second try. So you know, that's a philosophy worth thinking about.
Astute observation. Episcopal had too many players on the floor for a second there. Lee avoiding the double. Spawn. It is Dowd. Bounce pass is nearly picked off by Dixon. Good hustle there to get back defensively.
You know, I'd really love to see Kincaid Goodwin. They've got her in the paint here a lot on defense. I wish she would use her height just a little bit more to really intimidate these girls and say, listen, I'm Kincaid. I play for Episcopal. You are not getting past this wall.
Still new to basketball is Kincaid as Lee knocks down the triple, and she is fired up. Shot has not been falling for her yet today, but certainly looks good. As more pressure defensively from Elsa Dowd, bothering Nisha Roy. Here comes Sophia Reyes, the freshman guard. Looping past to Dowd. Spawn jab step, nothing doing. Another good look for Lee. That one does not go down. And Episcopal now trying to build some momentum.
They're really on Nisha Roy here, pretty much meeting her every time she crosses half court with a lot of pressure.
Martinez step back two, not there. Roy, Martinez tries again, and the bank is open. Knocks it down, a deep three. And a quick timeout from Brooke Wilson as Episcopal recaptures some momentum. Lead is back to 17.
Yeah, I think 17 really is the number of the game this game for Episcopal leading. Pretty much every time we've talked about it, it's been 17. Kind of a crazy coincidence.
I guess so.
7 is my lucky number, you know.
I did not know that.
Yep. I feel like this means I'm being lucky today.
7?
17, you know, 7. Looks like it's working for Episcopal too. Maybe 17's their lucky number today. What's your lucky number?
It's kind of odd, but it's 43.
Okay. You know, maybe the squirrel gets 43, and then it'll be lucky for Grace, Derrick, and the Episcopal girls varsity basketball team.
They'll be up by 17, and Episcopal have 43. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
and then it's going to be crazy. We shall go buy lottery tickets. That's what I'm hearing.
I believe that would be a season high for Episcopal. And Grace, if you're Episcopal, what are you drawing up out of this timeout?
I'm probably going to talk to Nisha Roy about maybe how to get away from the pressure that is meeting her at half court pretty much every time she goes, with the kind of 2 Maret players doubling up on her there. I'm maybe going to try and work a way around that if I'm Coach Reed. What are you saying to the Episcopal Maroon here?
Well, I think the defense hasn't been as sound. They've been giving up a couple open looks, just maybe not overextend defensively. As Lee drives into the lane, wild shot is off the mark. Martinez collects. Correction from earlier, Episcopal scored 44 points versus St. John Hall, the great Catholic Wolves, in the second game of the season, as Kincaid Goodwin airballs a jump shot, but it will stay for the Maroon as Victoria Apia, some good hustle there.
Victoria Apia, another great, tall member of this team, checks out here for Anya Everett coming in.
Episcopal certainly does have the height advantage as Anya Everett muscles that one in.
She wasted no time coming in, scoring and keeping it going.
Dixon called for the block on Elsa Dowd. .140 to go. Episcopal up by 19. Press has worked for much of the game. Maret struggling to get across the timeline. 3-on-1. Spawn, baseline 2, over the side of the rim. Lyles gets it back, tries again, and is ripped away by Nisha.
Nisha gets rid of that ball before she crosses half court.
Cross-court pass, Martinez, Dixon launches, no good. It is Anya Everett, Martinez open look. That one is off rim, and Sophia Reyes gathers it for Maret. Now transition opportunity for Maret. 4-on-1, Episcopal not getting back. Not a good shot from Dowd, perhaps a bit of a force. And now Anya Everett on the other end. Wild shot falling away, no call. Dixon hustles back. That one's off the rim. Kincaid Goodwin will reset. Martinez elects to not take it. but Nisha Roy will. And that one's way off. Goodwin, one-legged shot. And the push from Maret as they will finally retain possession. Multiple
Wow.
opportunities for Episcopal that just did not go down.
That was, it looked like there was some ball repellent on the net there. You know, that wasn't really great for Episcopal. But hopefully that was just a bad possession there. And it's time to get it back.
Wild pass from Reyes over the head of the outstretched arms of Izzy Spahn.
Cover Dixon's bringing it in. You know that's a good sign.
Maret bench calling to match up defensively. Martinez goes to work on Lyles. Dixon cutting into the lane. Forces the pass. Perhaps a bounce pass would have been better there. It is step back 2 for Dowd, and the shot does not go. Apia launches a pass that AP Bryan was not looking at. Another turnover in the backcourt. 5 seconds on the game clock. Lee, long three, not there, and Anya Everett will just let the clock expire as Episcopal still up by 19.
You know, one of my favorite things to see in any men's, women's, high school, college, NBA, any basketball game is the half-court shot at the end of a quarter. That is maybe my favorite tradition.
I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Schwanda with the kids there as well, devoted to this team and this game.
Charlie Schwanda is locked in. He has not taken his eyes off this game since I saw him walk in the gym. I'm loving the commitment from him.
Perhaps a future Episcopal basketball player himself.
I hope so. I really want to see it at this point. He is so locked.
Grace, if you're Episcopal, what do you need to do to really maintain this lead and finish off the Frogs and Maret?
You know, I think if Episcopal can, you know, really push back against their defense, drive through, and really just keep the chemistry going, there might be frog legs for dinner after this game. That's my bet. What do you think we need to see from the Maroon?
I think they've done a good job. That quarter, maybe the defensive pressure not as tight, but offensively was really connecting on all cylinders. As I may have jinxed some dangerous pass. Covert Dixon now across the timeline. Good defense this half from the Dowd sisters of Maret. Both sophomores from Washington, D.C. Martinez drives into the lane and connects. Floater off the backboard. Now a dangerous pass on Everett. Could not finish the layup. And now one-on-one situation. Lyles against Martinez. Lyles will reset. And the three is rejected from behind.
Ooh. That was some great game IQ from Anya Everett there.
Dixon setting it up. Spread look for Episcopal. Now a horn set, cutting action. Martinez. Another one is true for Maddie Martinez, sophomore from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Game high amount of points for her in this game. Now Covert Dixon, Kincaid. A layup is good. And may have an injury for Maret. Certainly hate to see that.
Absolutely.
We'll take a break in the action. Episcopal leads Maret 39-14. So resuming play, Dowd, corner three, is not there. And Episcopal with a 25-point lead, largest of the day. Maybe some of the younger players getting some opportunity here in the next couple minutes. Dixon working against the defense of Lyles. Martinez, good ball movement. Kincaid Goodwin posting up. Back to AP Bryan in the corner. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Nisha has to hurry. That one, I don't even know how to describe that one, honestly.
It was a shot. It was a shot. That's what I would say. There's a lot of passion behind that shot, a little too much. But it's better that than the other option of not enough.
Will go down in the stats book as a field goal attempt. And Maret, as the defense was lost there, but maybe the wrist affected that one, as Elsa Dowd was way off on that three-point try. Left wrist in the cast splint. I don't even know what to call that.
Playing through that's commitment. I respect it, honestly.
Certainly see that reflected in many other levels like collegiate and high school as the pass is picked off by Nora Dowd against Bryan. Contact, no call. Reyes misses, and Nancy Chung, the sophomore, checked into the game, seeing her first time, gathers the rebound for Episcopal.
Great first play by Nancy there. Again, both pretty young teams for both schools. Episcopal having 2 seniors, Maret having no seniors on their team. So really good for the future of both of these high school programs.
You have to imagine both teams will be on the rise the next couple seasons. Nisha Roy, left-handed push. Not there, rebound deflected, battle around, and now a jump ball between Reyes and Anya Everett. Timeout from Episcopal's side. 39-14 the score.
What is that, a 24-point lead for Episcopal?
25.
25? Is that right? Oh, yeah, 25.
Math was never my strong suit.
Me neither, as you can tell. So if you're Maret, what are you saying in this moment?
Well, I
for
think
Coach Wilson?
this is a good opportunity for Maret to employ maybe some new offensive sets, maybe go back to what was working earlier in the game. Offense has been a little bit more stagnant without the presence of Phoebe Lee.
It just got really quiet in this gym.
You can hear a pin drop.
Makes it a little bit hard to talk about the teams because they could hear what we're saying. Looks like Coach Reed is talking to the Episcopal girls.
Maybe see some new faces. See some new faces for Episcopal coming out of this timeout. Definitely an opportunity for some of the more inexperienced players to get more playing time.
Yeah, I think Coach Reed does a really good job of that too, making sure it's really not just starters who are the center of this team, but every single player is important and contributes to every game they have, which I think is really a stand-up thing to do.
And I think that demonstrates that team unity that Episcopal as a whole really does a great job of establishing, that culture of connectivity.
For sure. All these girls are hungry for playing time and they all want to see each other succeed. So it's great to see.
Maggie Harton, sophomore from Richmond, Virginia, checking in for Episcopal. The zone look for Episcopal. Lyles hop step. That one was well short. And Nisha Roy played most of the game. Junior from New York, handles for Episcopal. Anya Everett, one of 2 seniors on this team. Now it is Maggie Harton into the lane. Pass to Nancy. Shot is off and gathered by Nora Dowd. Dowd, wild shot off the side of the backboard. Lyles, mid-range 2, rolls in. Lyles has taken quite a few of those mid-range shots. Have not gone down for Maret today.
Yeah, I think the long shots are really what they've been relying on, and they're not really connecting for them here.
Conley Stallworth gathered that rebound. Lyles transition opportunity. Dowd, Reyes, high arcing 3 is well off the mark.
That's what we call, an 0-2 shot. Do you know
0-2
why?
shot.
Because it's nothing but air. So, have you ever taken chemistry?
Yeah, I took chemistry last year,
Yeah. 0-2, periodic table.
of course.
Yeah.
Didn't quite connect the dots there fast enough.
That's okay. Okay, that's all right.
As Anya Everett for Episcopal. Harton double dribbles.
Looks like got some new subs for Maret here as their bench clears for just a moment.
Good to see Phoebe Lee, who left the game with injury earlier in the fourth quarter, check back in. Cover Dixon back in for the Maroon. It is Dowd, the aforementioned Lee, against the 2-3 zone. Pulls a long trifecta. And as you said, an 0-2 ball.
Nothing but air. Cover Dixon's going to pass this one in. My idol, my legend of this game, Cover.
Certainly, maybe the player of the game today. Cover Dixon.
Oh, I would 100% argue that. A lot of pressure from Maret here as she looks for someone to pass to.
Nisha Roy done a great job against this full court press. Hasn't really seemed to bother her that much today. Cross court pass. AP Bryan gets it. Dixon trying to screen. Nisha Roy. No. Nancy in the paint and lays it in. Good to see some second chance points from Nancy Chung, 5'10" sophomore from New York, New York.
Heck yeah.
2-3 zone employed for Episcopal. Dowd.
She's got triple manned there by Nancy, AP, and Nisha. It's hard to get out of that triangle.
Dowd took an extra step there. Maybe the zone having some effects. Didn't see that too much in the earlier stages of this game, but maybe Coach Reed trying some new systems. AP Bryan, 3, not there. And Maret.
Off the rim there for AP Bryan. That was a close shot. Would have been great if that had been a 3. Really would have gotten me electric here in the last couple minutes of this game.
Phoebe Lee and Maret with an opportunity here. Lyles in the paint, driving dish, Dowd sisters. And that one was well off for Nora Dowd. Nisha Roy done a great job
Absolutely.
as the point guard in this game. Dixon losing it out of bounds and a turnover.
Yeah, Roy really is serving as the kind of quarterback of this court in her role as point guard, really guiding this team through kind of what they need to run that will work, and clearly she's got it happening here.
Maret maintaining some active pressure defensively. Shelby Chapman, the freshman, tallest player on the team, 6 foot from Lexington, Kentucky, checking in. Certainly see her more the next few years on this team.
Well, yeah, and sheer height alone, she's perfect for the sport, perfect for defense, and really be an intimidation factor for the Episcopal team. Really an asset.
Taking the contact and scoring is Nora Dowd on that transition look.
Yeah, the Dowd sisters they didn't come to play.
Now a fast break for Episcopal. Martinez looping past Bryan. Nisha Roy will reset. 1:30 left to go in the ball game. Cutting action. Martinez hoisting one. Wild shot is off the side of the backboard. Phoebe Lee looks to push. Pass fake. Driving into the lane. And fouled by AP Bryan.
AP Bryan really is pretty aggressive for being such a young player. I think it's great.
Certainly has a bright future with this Episcopal program.
Yeah, especially, I don't know if I said this earlier, but she is a new sophomore, so really being able to balance this new environment, new team, really is just pretty impressive on Bryan, and I'm really impressed by how she's come out and played today.
Mary Keating, freshman, 5'11" from Centerville, Maryland, checking in. So some of the younger faces getting some opportunity. Martinez against the full court press, trying to get the ball to Nisha, nice cut. and Nisha Roy. This is Mary who loses the ball out of bounds.
It was a good move on Nisha, really using her feet to get open there, leaving her Maret defender in the dust.
Coach Reed still conducting this defense for Episcopal, which has worked very well today. Shot fake from Dowd. Lee launches a long one. Trifecta is true.
That was awesome. Great three there.
That pass goes into the first row.
Now I think she thought, I'm going to guess that Nisha was there, quickly realized she was not, but couldn't stop the ball midair, you know.
Lee takes another one, but that one whiffs. Maybe a heat check three. 30 seconds now left in the ball game.
We just need one more shot from Episcopal to get to Derek's lucky number,
That is true.
truth be told.
Didn't even realize that. Here it is. Chapman. And the layup is good.
43-23.
Episcopal bench in celebration as Phoebe Lee in the other end trying to get another basket. Reyes, Lyles, shot fake, high, shot release, mid-range, two, not there. Grappling for the rebound, and a held ball with.
Ooh, the fight is on there in the last 3.7 seconds of this game.
Just above, or under, 4 seconds remaining. Love to see the passion and grit from both teams. As the time will expire, it is Episcopal with the victory, 43-23.
Thank you all so much for tuning in here.
Derek Spears, Grace McGinty from Ainsley Court, the Episcopal girls varsity basketball team with the victory. This was EHS Live, signing off.